We aren't talking about tabloid rumors or online speculation anymore. We are talking about a direct ultimatum from the one man who helped them survive when they first ran from the royal family, Tyler Perry. Breaking news tonight. The godfather of their escape has reportedly turned into their biggest nightmare. According to explosive new reports, Tyler Perry has drawn a line in the sand, stating clearly, "That loan for your Montecito Mansion, if it isn't paid back in 30 days, I'll have no choice but to take this to court." Make no mistake, this is not a bluff. Tyler Perry is a billionaire who controls his own empire, and when a man like that threatens legal action, it is a final step. Harry and Meghan are terrified because a lawsuit means discovery. It means every bank record, every loan agreement, and every text message will be forced into the daylight. Investigate the Montecito meltdown. We will uncover the secret hidden loan that bridged their purchase, why their ghosting of Tyler Perry backfired spectacularly, and why this 30-day deadline might be the end of the Sussex brand forever. Stay with me until the very end, because when the money stops moving, the relationships tell the truth. To understand why a billionaire like Tyler Perry is reportedly ready to sue, we have to rewind the tape to the chaotic spring of 2020. This was the height of Megxit. Meghan and Prince Harry had abruptly left Canada, citing security fears and a lack of support from the royal family. They landed in Los Angeles with no plan, no permanent home, and crucially, no access to the royal vaults. This is the moment Tyler Perry stepped in. Quietly. At first, the narrative was heartwarming. He gave them a safe haven, his massive $18 million Beverly Hills estate, complete with a full security detail. The world saw this as pure generosity, a Hollywood heavyweight protecting a couple in need from the wolves of the press. But according to sources cited in the transcript, that hospitality didn't stop at the front gate. As the weeks turned into months, the assistance allegedly evolved from shelter into hard cash. We are talking about the Montecito transaction. When Harry and Meghan found their dream home, the Chateau of Riven Rock, the price tag was a staggering $14.65 million. Even for a prince, that is a heavy lift, especially one who had just been cut off by King Charles. Reports suggest that while they had some savings, they hit a wall with the down payment gap. In the high-stakes world of California real estate, you need liquid cash to close a deal fast. And this is where the hidden loan comes into play. Sources allege that Tyler Perry wired millions of dollars to help bridge that gap. This wasn't a formal bank transfer with a 30-year repayment schedule. Because of the urgency and their close friendship, the deal was reportedly structured informally. No contracts blasted across headlines. No lawyers drafting 50-page agreements. Just a handshake. Just trust. Tyler Perry believed he was helping friends get back on their feet. He believed in their financial independence brand. But here is the psychological trap that Harry fell into. Harry, having grown up in a palace where money was an abstract concept provided by the Duchy of Cornwall, likely viewed this help as a gift or a patronage. He saw Tyler Perry as a modern-day fairy godfather. But Tyler Perry is a self-made billionaire. He didn't get to where he is by giving away millions without expecting a return. To Perry, this was a bridge loan. It was capital injection to start a business, brand Sussex, that was supposed to generate massive returns. You don't loan millions to people unless you believe they can pay it back. And for a while, it looked like a safe bet. Netflix came calling. Spotify signed the check. The money seemed inevitable. So, the handshake deal remained a secret. Harry and Meghan moved into the house, posing for The Cut and Time magazine, framing the purchase as a symbol of their freedom. But they left out the most important detail. The foundation of that house was poured with borrowed money. And in the world of business, unlike the world of royalty, there is no such thing as a free lunch. Eventually, the bill comes due. And as we are about to see, when Harry stopped picking up the phone, Tyler Perry decided it was time to collect. So, why now? Why would Tyler Perry, a man famous for his discretion and loyalty, suddenly threaten to drag the Duke and Duchess of Sussex into a public courtroom? The answer isn't just about the money. It is about the one sin that Hollywood and polite society never forgives: the ghosting. According to insiders, the problem wasn't just that the loan existed. The problem was that the communication stopped. When you borrow millions of dollars from a friend based on a handshake, you are not just borrowing capital, you are borrowing trust. And the currency you pay interest with is communication. But as the repayment deadlines approached and the cash flow from their media deals started to dry up, Harry and Meghan allegedly made a catastrophic tactical error. They stopped answering the phone. The transcript reveals a pattern that is both shocking and deeply insulting. You don't go public with a threat like this unless private reminders have been ignored for months, unless phone calls weren't returned, unless patience has completely run out. Sources suggest that as the financial pressure mounted in Montecito, the Sussexes retreated into a fortress of silence. Texts went unanswered. Interviews turned cold. Questions about his help were reportedly brushed aside as if they were ancient history. This is where the relationship shifted from family to finance. Tyler Perry reportedly began to feel that he was being taken for granted. He realized he wasn't viewed as a cherished friend or a mentor anymore. He was being treated as a fallback, a safety net they only acknowledged when they were falling. For a self-made billionaire who built his empire from living in his car to owning a studio lot, this kind of dismissal is the ultimate disrespect. This wasn't about hurt feelings. This was about honor. As the source text perfectly puts it, when someone lends you millions informally, the bare minimum currency is communication. Harry and Meghan broke the cardinal rule of borrowing money. If you can't pay, you must call. Instead, they seemingly adopted the royal strategy of stiff upper lip silence, perhaps thinking that a billionaire wouldn't bother chasing chump change. They underestimated the man. Tyler Perry didn't suddenly wake up angry one morning. He went quiet first. He watched them fly around the world on faux royal tours. He watched them buy designer clothes. He watched them accept awards. And all the while, his texts remained on read. This ghosting pattern suggests a terrifying arrogance. It implies that they believed their status as royals exempted them from the basic decencies of debt repayment. They thought their star power was collateral enough, but when the money stops moving, relationships tell the truth. The silence from Montecito wasn't interpreted as dignity. It was interpreted as calculation. It told Perry that they had no intention of paying him back unless forced. So, he changed the language. Once communication breaks down, the only language left is enforcement. That is how you go from being Godfather Perry to a creditor filing a lawsuit. Harry and Meghan thought they could ghost a friend. They forgot they were ghosting a creditor who holds the receipts to their entire lifestyle. And now, that silence is about to be broken by the sound of a gavel. The question everyone is asking is simple. If they are royals, and if they signed $100 million deals, why can't they just write Tyler Perry a check and make this go away? The answer lies in a brutal real estate concept known as the money pit. To the outside world, the Chateau of Riven Rock looks like a paradise. The roses bloom, the ocean glitters, and the gates close behind luxury cars. But houses don't care about your public image. They only care about math. And the math of this specific mansion is allegedly destroying them. Let's look at the burn rate that Tyler Perry has likely been watching with growing alarm. It isn't just the $14 million mortgage. That is merely the entry ticket. We are talking about six-figure annual property taxes that must be paid whether you have a job or not. We are talking about full-time private security teams that cost millions a year, a bill the British taxpayers used to cover, but now falls entirely on Harry's credit card. Add to that the staff payroll, the landscaping for 7 acres in a drought-ridden state, and the image maintenance required to look like billionaires. Furthermore, real estate insiders have long whispered about the curse of Riven Rock. This specific area of Montecito is notorious for geological instability. It is prone to mudslides and flooding. Reports suggest that insuring a property like this is a nightmare, with premiums skyrocketing annually. There are even persistent rumors in the local community about aging infrastructure and plumbing issues that make the house a maintenance black hole. Harry and Meghan didn't buy an asset. They bought a liability that eats cash while they sleep. Speaking of homes and where we choose to build our lives, I want to take a brief moment to connect with you, our loyal community. I sincerely hope that wherever you are today, you and your family are safe, happy, and in good health. We are broadcasting this report globally, but I am always fascinated to see how far our voice reaches. Please, take a moment to introduce yourself in the comments below. Let us know the city and country you are watching from. It is a privilege to have you with us. Now, back to the financial precipice. This massive overhead wouldn't be a problem if the money was flowing in as predicted. But let's kill the fantasy right now. Contracts are not cash flow. The world watched as the Spotify deal, a reported $20 million lifeline, collapsed in spectacular fashion. They didn't just lose the money, they lost their reputation. Top executive Bill Simmons didn't whisper it. He went on record calling them grifters. That label is radioactive in Hollywood. And Netflix? They held on longer, but the cracks are undeniable. By 2025, many of their produced titles weren't even cracking the top 300 viewership charts. The Sussex brand sold attention, not longevity. And attention doesn't pay long-term debts. When expected, millions don't arrive, budgets tighten fast. Rumors have circulated for months that Meghan has been quietly trying to offload the mansion via a pocket listing, trying to sell it secretly to avoid the humiliation of a public for sale sign. But with the market cooling and the money pit reputation spreading, there are no buyers. This is the reality Tyler Perry sees. He sees a couple who are house poor on a royal scale. He sees the safety net of the royal family completely removed, no duchy money, no emergency bailouts from King Charles. He realizes that if he doesn't demand his money now, there might be nothing left to collect in 6 months. The house was supposed to be their freedom. Instead, it has become their prison. This story would be tragic enough if it were just about business. But it isn't. It is about family. And that is why Part 5 of our investigation is the most heartbreaking chapter of all. We are not just talking about a remote lender or a faceless bank manager. We are talking about Tyler Perry, the man who Harry and Meghan personally asked to be the godfather of their daughter, Princess Lilibet. Let that sink in for a moment. In the Christian tradition, a godfather is a spiritual guardian. He is someone you trust with the soul of your child. He is family. When Tyler Perry accepted that role, he wasn't just agreeing to send birthday gifts. He was pledging a lifetime of protection and guidance. He famously provided them with his $18 million Beverly Hills home when they had nowhere else to go. He provided his own security team when the royal protection was stripped away. He was the one who held them up when the world was trying to tear them down. So, for this man, this guardian angel, to reportedly reach a point where he is threatening to sue the parents of his own goddaughter, it signifies a betrayal so deep, so personal, and so toxic that it is almost impossible to comprehend. It suggests that Tyler Perry has realized the most painful truth of all. He was cast in a role. He wasn't chosen because of a deep spiritual bond. He was chosen because he was a useful asset. He was a billionaire with a private jet and a mansion, perfectly positioned to bridge the gap between their royal past and their Hollywood future. And now that the Godfather is asking for his money back, the family has stopped answering the phone. This is what we call the Godfather's revenge. It isn't a revenge of malice, it is a revenge of clarity. Tyler Perry is one of the most respected and powerful figures in the entertainment industry. He owns his own studios. He is a self-made titan. His influence in Hollywood is absolute. When a man of his stature signals that he has been burned by the Sussexes, the doors of Hollywood don't just close, they lock. Think about the ripple effect. If Tyler Perry, the most generous, patient, and loyal supporter they had, cannot trust them, who can? Do you think Oprah Winfrey is going to sign another check? Do you think Ellen DeGeneres or the Clooneys are going to offer their vacation homes? Absolutely not. Tyler Perry was the litmus test. He was the gold standard of their American friendships. By allegedly stiffing him, Harry and Meghan have sent a flare gun into the sky that says, "We are bad for business. We are bad friends. Do not help us." The source text notes that other lenders are watching closely, because if Tyler Perry is willing to go public, no one else wants to be the last fool waiting quietly. This is the beginning of the end for their social currency. They haven't just lost a loan. They have lost their character witness. In a town like Montecito, where reputation is everything, being sued by your child's godfather is a stain that never washes out. It proves that the Compassion in Action slogan of the Archewell Foundation was just a slogan. In reality, when it came to the man who saved them, there was no compassion, only calculation. Harry and Meghan likely thought their royal status would intimidate people into silence. But they forgot a crucial lesson about America. Here, cash is king. And Tyler Perry has a lot more of it than they do. He didn't expose them when they were winning. He waited until the masks slipped. And now, the Godfather is demanding an accounting, not just of the money, but of the friendship he wasted on two people who never truly valued it. To the average person, being sued is a financial headache. But to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Tyler Perry's threat represents a nuclear event. Why are they reportedly in a state of panic? Because in the American legal system, a lawsuit is not just about who owes what. It is about a process called discovery. And discovery is the one thing Harry and Meghan cannot survive. Let's be very clear about what Tyler Perry's ultimatum actually threatens. Court isn't about feelings. Court is about facts. And the mechanism of the court is discovery. This means that if Tyler Perry files that docket, his lawyers have the legal right to demand everything. We are talking about bank records, loan agreements, emails, text messages, tax returns, and asset disclosures. Imagine the text messages Harry sent to Tyler Perry when the Spotify deal collapsed. Imagine the emails Meghan sent regarding the down payment gap. Once discovery starts, there is no editing, no PR spin, no selective silence. There is only the raw, unvarnished truth. This is the nightmare scenario. For years, the Sussexes have carefully curated their image through friendly interviewers like Oprah, where questions are vetted and narratives are controlled. But a judge does not care about your truth. A judge cares about the truth. And here is the part that should make anyone in Montecito nervous. If one private loan goes to court, all the others surface too. Forensic accountants will tear through their finances to trace the flow of money. They will expose every handshake deal, every temporary bridge, every promise tied to future projects. This threatens to shatter the foundational myth of their American life, the myth of financial independence. This isn't about one mansion. This is about whether the entire independence narrative survives daylight. If the records show that their lifestyle was funded entirely by handouts from billionaires like Tyler Perry, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, then the brand of the self-made royal entrepreneurs is dead. It validates every critic who called them grifters. Furthermore, this probe could extend into Archewell. Sources indicate that when personal finances wobble, institutional rot often follows. Insiders have alleged blurred lines between personal lifestyle costs, foundation expenses, and property usage. Did foundation money pay for the house security? Did charity funds cover travel? In a lawsuit, auditors don't care about branding. They care about numbers. And when auditors circle, accounts freeze. That explains the deafening silence coming from Montecito right now. Notice what hasn't happened. There has been no denial, no clear statement, no documentation released to shut this down. In financial disputes, silence is not confidence. It is calculation. Sources close to the situation suggest frantic asset reviews checking jewelry, inheritances, residuals, and potential sales. They are likely scrambling to see what they can liquidate to stop this before it reaches a courtroom. Because when cash is tight and court looms, liquidity becomes survival. The Montecito house itself ceases to be a home. It becomes evidence, collateral, a $20 million asset sitting under a growing question mark. Tyler Perry holds the keys to the closet where all the skeletons are hidden. He knows that Harry and Meghan would likely pay anything to avoid a public discovery process. But if they don't have the cash, then they are staring down the barrel of a legal process that will strip them naked before the world. Harry fought the British press to protect his privacy. Now, he faces an American court that could expose more secrets in 1 month than the tabloids did in 10 years. As we close the file on the Montecito saga, we are left with a lesson that is as old as time, yet one that Prince Harry seemingly forgot. True freedom cannot be financed. Tyler Perry didn't destroy a dream. He simply exposed the cost of one. For years, Harry and Meghan wanted the world to believe they were independent entrepreneurs, blazing a new trail. But as we have seen today, independence built on loans isn't independence, it's delay. And delay always ends the same way, with a reckoning. From my perspective here at Legacy's Edge, the tragedy is palpable. They traded the constraints of the monarchy for the shackles of debt. They left the goldfish bowl of the royal family only to jump into the shark tank of American high finance without a safety net. The Montecito Mansion was supposed to be the symbol of their liberation. Instead, it has become the receipt, a $14 million monument to the fact that freedom was borrowed. And borrowed things always come with terms. The house doesn't care about their image. It remembers the numbers. Now, I hand the gavel over to you, the jury of public opinion. The clock is ticking on Tyler Perry's 30-day ultimatum. If you were advising Harry right now, what would you tell him to do? Should he swallow his pride, sell the house, and pay his debts? Or should he try to fight the Godfather in court? Cast your vote in the comments below. Type pay up if you think they need to clear the debt immediately. Type sell IT if you think they should abandon the Montecito dream. If you appreciate us exposing the financial reality behind the Hollywood fairy tale, please smash that like button. It helps us keep the lights on and the investigations running.